the capability to solve the problem in society. Yeah. But you cannot solve the problem if you don't feel it, if you don't comprehend it. And that is the major issues development practitioners do. Sometimes they fail to understand the situation on the ground. If you have been eating for the whole year without missing any day, it is very hard to understand that a person has passed 1 week without eating. Sometimes people in Rwanda we say, do you know it, Lydia? Uztausya abita umera. It means someone who is not dealing with the problem feels it is easy. Yeah. Or maybe utausya abita umera, or in another proverb. Yeah, go ahead and write it down. Utausya abita umera. And write it down. It's a one. And there is another proverb we got who can tell us this. Agawa karikund. The pig that picked somebody else, you feel it is easy to remove it, but he is feeling pain. Another one. Umusonga? Umusonga undi? What is umusonga in English? Because I can't. Umusonga is just like a flash pain in the body. How do we call it? Yeah, it's like... really? Okay. Yes, yeah. It's like pneumonia or... but not as a disease per se, but even the pig or the pain in the body, it is very hard to understand how it is hurting if it is not your own body. But when you talk about development now, we think of global responsibility. And when we are talking about socio-economic development, we have to think about the global perspective of understanding things. Yeah? But the problem is now, when we are talking about development, Africa is the only continent which is lagging behind. Only. And the East Africa is the poorest region globally. So it makes me shameful because it's all from East Africa. So, yeah, Africa is the remaining poor region globally. If we are talking about endemic poverty, the deep poverty, we can run for a long time. And then East Africa is the least among African regions. So if Africa is poor, East Africa is the poorest. You can understand it, yeah. Where is the illiteracy rate? East Africa. Where? Sudan, Rwanda, Burundi. Rwanda is not that much, but we are at 70. If you read our paper on self-sufficiency, we are on 70%. That is too low also. If we think other countries, for instance, European countries, are more than 97, 98, Japan 98, 99%. If you are here, we are also still lagging behind. Increasing also the problem of school dropout and also the quality of education, so on and so forth. So if you talk about Burundi, Burundi is the least, I mean, among, I think, 5 countries, least developed countries. The poorest countries. Burundi, even Congo. And Congo was a bit rich in 1960s. The GDP of Congo per capita was 1,500 USD per capita. In 1960s. But now, it is less than 500 only. Yeah, it has been going down because of bad policies, nationalization, dictatorship, and so on and so forth. Corruption. And it has been down. Because they have bad policies. They kill people that they don't have. Yes, it's one of the countries which is not underpopulated. The GDP, no, the density of population in DRC is not more than 50 persons per square kilometer. Sometimes it was 29. In 2011, it was 29 people, only people per square kilometer, but they still kill each other. They don't have problem of land, but they have problem of policies. Yeah. And that is the change, the dynamic change of sometimes extreme nationalism can spoil the economy. Yeah. The day before yesterday, I was hosted by Radio 10. They were asking me the new labor law of Rwanda, which accepts foreigners to have public job in Rwanda. Yeah. It's a new perspective. That is new. But before most of African states didn't want people to join them inside, even in public labor. Yeah, but the perspective of change of mindset, which is good. Yeah. So when we talk about socioeconomic model, we are talking here about socioeconomic, solving socioeconomic problem. But what are the socioeconomic problem? Example, we can have, for instance, social conflict, income inequality. Do you know what is social conflict? What is an example? It's around tabletop, yeah. Let's start with you repeat again the name so that
Nelson,
you get to know.
Like Nelson Mandela.
Nelson Mandela. It's a problem solver also. Okay. Yes, social conflict.
Social conflict would mean, for instance, in a country, the owners of that country, they're having this misunderstanding each other.
Misunderstanding each other.
Yeah. This can be social conflict.
Have you ever seen any social conflict in Africa?
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's the real one, but like for example, there's ethnic groups.
Ethnic groups.
Ethnic groups.
Yeah.
We used to, for example, in my mother's country, we used to have this kind of problem between Pula and Galant.
Pula and Galant. In Sudan.
No, it's not in Sudan, it's in Guinea.
Oh, from Guinea-Bissau. Nice. Okay.
I think this is
and they have been killing each other.
Yeah, have been killing each other, but now it's
okay. Using traditional material like machetes and
we use
guns
and so on.
Are they, some of them, are they farmers and other cattle herders?
Yeah, farmers, yeah, between them.
You were fighting for land?
No, yes, because of land and also for those who have cows.
Cows, yes.
And the farmers, when you have a big land of rice and so on, and cows come and take over of it, can be.
Can you explain? We are in this round table. Can you explain to us what was going on, what was the main problem actually? Yeah, go ahead. If you can teach us. Yeah, what happened in between them? Who are those? What happened? Yeah, we learn from each other. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here is the problem. As you know, there are farmers.
Yeah.
Those who have this, like I said, those who have those big lands of where they grow rice and so on, and those who have cows, troop of cows. In French, say, troupeau de vache.
The vache, yeah.
Cows.
Yeah.
So whenever you farm, you have your land of rice, and those cows come and take over it, can be a problem. So it means that the owner of of that land want to be happy. So through that problems comes, and through that they get fighting with oil. So
Yeah.
this is how the problem comes.
Yeah.
By the way, there is always a solution.
Yes. What was the solution in that case?
Okay, the solution was that the chief of the district, the chief of the village,
Yes.
what he gave like a solution. The solution was that at the rainy season,
Yeah.
those who have their cows, they have to take care of them. So take care of them, it means that they have to find, I don't know, somewhere to close them or to keep them far from the land of rice and so on until the harvesting time. That's where the solution
Was to protect the land.
yeah.
Yeah. Is it also linked to other issues like flooding issues with other West Africa?
Yes,
Okay.
it's a kind of problem.
Yes, and amazingly, this is also linked with the case in Ituri, for instance, in the DRC, where some traditional cattle herders fight with the farmers. For instance, in Ituri in 2003, thank you. 2003, if I remember well, there have been like 3,000 deaths. People were killing each other. The Nande and the Hema and the Ren. The Hema and the Ren. That is the case where Bosco Naganda was involved here in the eastern areas. And this also is the same problem which we find in Sudan. Maybe we don't have South Sudanese here. Before we used to have some of them. Yeah. But they should explain you whereby some group of people tribe attack another tribe and just in the morning kill each other. Even in Kenya?
Yes, that's 3 years.
Case happened.
The farmer and the
Good to hear this. Yeah.
one day we had a farmer told the president
Oh yeah, they killed each other also. But that was also much more motivated by politics. Here I'm talking the economic motivation of land issues and the problem of the diversification of the economy. Once people rely on single economic activity. And this is a big problem we have, especially when we are talking about the African economic development issues. Yeah. So to proceed, social conflict is one of the major problems. Income inequality. What is income inequality? Yes?
Okay. Go ahead.
So in my understanding, I think economic inequality, this is when there are people are not balanced in
Yeah. They don't have a balance actually. There's some rich,
Some are rich.
others are poor.
Yeah.
This is so dangerous. When some are rich, others are poor. This is still very dangerous. Even very poor. And one of the measurements of, for those who don't remember well, on these, we call it Gini coefficient, GNI. Or inequality rate. It is calculated normally between 10 and 0. So this never exists, the total equality never exists. Yeah. The total equality never exists, we agree, but at least when we have, this is actually the minimum inequality. When we have less inequality in a society. Yeah. For instance, one of the countries which has less inequality in the world, let's say Belgium. Belgium. And most of European countries. Why? Because of social democracy. Do you know what is social democracy? It's a kind of system of governing people by taking care of the less advantaged in the society. For instance, cutting my salary, but giving that money to the old man in a rural area who has no pension, who has no salary. That is what we call social democracy, minimizing inequalities. That's social democracy. Yeah. When we are talking about, for instance, Belgium have probably this rate. In Africa, especially East Africa, Tanzania also is the less unequal society. Tanzania. This was linked with general policies, but also new social democracy they are adopting. Rwanda is also trying now to minimize inequality. Inequality in Rwanda was 4.5. It was one of the high in East Africa. But now it is reaching 4.1. Because of policies that Rwanda is adopting, for instance, like giving some money to old people to support them, like raising the salaries of primary and secondary teachers. Yeah, this has been a key point, a cornerstone to decrease, but we are still far. We need at least to cut inequality up to 3. Yeah. What does this mean? It means if the director of an institution is paid 2 million, it means also the guardian, the gatekeeper, the security man should at least have at least 500. Yeah. Because even if he's doing a job which is not highly requiring high skills, at least he has also maybe wife or husband or children, the responsibility. The same size of stomach. But which means also he has to survive in a society. That is so important to note. Yeah? when we are talking about inequality, because people have to change mindset. One day when I was teaching, a student asked me, why is the government giving money and support to young girls who give birth at their families? I say, what do you think should government do? Should we starve them? If they are responsible husband, you starve them. Can also the government starve them? That is not, everybody is not an angel. Everyone can sin, even can have illegal pregnancy, but it doesn't cost you to die because you have been giving birth. No. So this is another issue when we are talking about Gini coefficient. It is very important to note that. Yeah. A second point is income inequality. The income inequality. And when we are talking about income inequality, we are talking here about, of course, the revenue, the disparities in revenue in earnings, the social risk, the family paralysis and the conflict, children, the street children, if I may say, an example. Civic and morality, right? I mean, happiness. Yeah. Happiness also is one of the factors of society, socioeconomic issue. And in Rwanda, I'm afraid Rwanda is even less happier than Palestine. Or any other country which is in conflict. It is a very, very big problem.
Is it true?
Yeah, the index of happiness in Rwanda is lower than the happiness of countries who are in conflict here. I don't know why, but it seems that Rwandans have been affected by maybe the legacy of genocide that he has been. So when we are talking about happiness index, Rwanda is one of the least countries with happiness. And we have to correct it. But how can we do it? For instance, your organization that you work on our side, how can we increase the happy society? Increasing games, increasing social network. The young generation is even more happier than ours, who are a little bit older. But when you see the problem of happiness, it's a big problem. I've been living in different societies, but I see that other societies are even more happier than. I did masters in Belgium. At 6, I used to go to dance with old men, the country music. Yeah. At 6 p.m. I used to go to dance before I went to do anything else. See people dancing, going home without any problem. But it's difficult to see a happy and relaxed pub here, unless it is a youth and dangerous pub. It's very hard to visit, for instance, but here, and you find people dancing and going home. It used to be well known, not today. And this is one of the social and economic paralysis we have here. So, socioeconomic model, this is an example of SIAS. Of course, this was crafted by Dr. Haiti. Yeah. This is an example of intergeneration gap aggregation. Yeah. Mindset approach, business expertise, psychological interaction, business. Here he was talking about the intergenerational gaps. When some, for instance, the young one are not in relationship with the older one in terms of business or mindset. So this intergenerational gap aggregation from mindset approach of changing to socio-economic engagement approach, as you can see. Yeah, as you can see. So this is and from here to here, there is a lot of things people have to do. How to change the mindset. For instance, how to change the mindset in terms of solving the problem of social conflict, for instance. And this is linked with unity negotiation. In Rwanda, for instance, how can a person feel free that he reaches the level of overcoming the tribal or ethnic identity? Yeah, you see. The mindset change. The mindset. How can you change the mind of a young person who have graduated and is sitting just home waiting for a job? How can you change him?
To give him the job.
To give him the job if the job is not there? To create the job, help him to create the job. And how can the society help him to create a job? This is something different. So, yeah. But this is a model. This is a model that has been set by Dr. Wade. This is another research which highlights problems of Africa's socioeconomic. And before we proceed, I give a chance to latecomers to introduce themselves, so that we blame them in public. Knowing who they are.
Morning. Sorry for during this session.
It's okay.
It's a traffic concession. I have been meeting to the bus, but actually my name is Justin Wiman. I have been studying agriculture sector.
Yes.
Now I have been graduated for University of Rwanda.
Okay. Thank you. You are welcome. Yes, sir. Please. Yes, but I didn't get chance to introduce.
Very, very late in the so trouble the basic
No problem.
the job. My name is Theogene. Actually, Theogene is a Greek name. It's a Greek, but put in French, a Greek name means somebody from God.
Yeah.
Theo is the God. Theogene is somebody from God.
Yeah.
Like Theophil is in the friend of God. I am a public health officer with a background in nursing.
Yeah.
I'm working with the Koporba NGO is the people known as the historically marginalized people.
Yes.
We are working to increase the capacity and the mindset of our beneficiaries.
Exactly.
Normally we are based in the South Province and the Western.
Yeah.
And our office is in Egypt.
Yes. They are our partners also. Our members. And we welcome you too. Thank you. So when we are talking, for instance, let's take the case of Nyeri County in Kenya, for instance. Who can read for us? Yes?
Okay. Socioeconomic problem in Kenya country. The proportion of family household heads and single-headed household was 23% and 36% respectively.
What does this mean? What does this mean? Yeah, we are in the dialogue, we have to discuss. What does this mean?
That the portion of the female household heads,
Yes.
that one is 23%,
Yes.
and the single-headed household is 36%.
Yes. What does this mean, or what does this imply?
That the households that are being headed by female,
Yes.
maybe the husband has died,
Yes.
or the husband is not even within the family reach, so the woman takes head over the family,
Yeah.
take responsibility of the family.
Yeah.
So that looking at the whole population of Kenya, 23% of household have the mother taking the lead,
Yeah.
being responsible as a breadwinner of the house.
Exactly. Thank you very much. And that is one That one was one of the problems we were also in Rwanda was genocide. When many men were dead in genocide and war, during war. And then the family was having disequilibrium. It doesn't mean that women can't read the household. Yeah, they can read the household properly, yes, but the problem is that they are not happy. They are alone. And this creates the problem of disequilibrium, family disequilibrium. In Rwanda, not only women was reading, but also other family were read by children. For instance, you survived genocide, you are at 15 years old, you are responsible for the other 7 to years old. It used to happen in Rwanda. This is one of the problems. Yeah. Can you read also for us?
Illiteracy level of household heads was 11%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People illiterate and readers of the others.
Yes.
Yeah.
With an average age of 55 years.
5 years. 11 people illiterate. Yeah.
Yes. Results also indicate that household heads have lived at their present land holding for an average of 28 years.
Yeah. Yeah. You see, they have been set in their land, they are praised for 28 years. In Rwanda we write Akata. Akata? Can we If you have been set in a place for 28 years, it means you have been stagnant. If you have never even visited Kigali or Rwanda, it means you have been set for 28 years. In one of the mindset of social change, you have also to accept free movement, people, goods, services. That is what we have been trying to create, especially in East Africa. Yeah. How can a Rwandan go and apply for a job in Burundi? Yeah, we have been working on this research many times. The East African Common Market. Yeah. Even I have a paper that I will present in a conference in September. How can we try to learn from other European nations like Europe? Because a person can come from France and apply a job in Germany. Am I right? Yeah.
Yes.
But if a Rwandan cannot go and teach in Burundi, it's dangerous. If you can't go comfortably and work in DRC or in Tanzania, in Kenya it is possible so far because in the northern corridor of East Africa allows one to travel with identity card only to Kenya and Uganda, but not to Burundi. Yes, it's a big problem we have to address. When you are just closed in an area, you have been living in Rwanda for 50 years. Yeah, maybe if you are lucky, it's okay, but if you don't even open your TV, you are lost. You don't know what is happening in this. And this is also dangerous. Yes, someone to continue. The average size was, yes. Who can read again, Nabil?